This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, welcome to War and Pieces. Today we are going to be taking a look at a game that really kind of took me by shock, and I didn't know much about, but I got it in anyways because it was a war game. And guess what? This is good. Combat, Volume 1. I can't wait to see what the other volumes are. But in the meantime, let's go down to the table, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of this. Now, you're going to get 4 maps with this, and they are just absolutely, you know, they're paper maps, which I would have loved to see mounted for the price of this game. But if that's the only thing I have to complain about, I'm okay with it. Like I said, you're going to get 4 more maps with it, with different things, and you really have a huge battle here on your hand. You're going to have 3 squads. You're going to have Abel, Baker, and Charlie for the Americans, and then you're going to have the enemy. Now, the enemy comes in unknown, so you don't know what they are, and they could be one of 2 things. When you finally spot them, there's a ability where you're going to spot them, and you're going to flip over and determine what they are. They could either be a troop or it could be a dummy. So you could be heading towards something, and the other squad could you know, you might be planning to try to take out something, and it might be full of dummies. You don't know. Which you really hope that it's full of dummies. Everything is run off cards. Your first phase is going to be the friendly card phase. You're going to have a certain amount of cards in your hand. You're not to have more than 5 cards in your hand, and you'll be able to play cards in step 2, which is the friendly order phase. What's really cool about this is you have these things because everything is run off impulse. So for instance, because the Germans are run off an AI, you're going to come over, and depending on what they're doing or what they're assigned to do in the campaign, this card is going to tell you what they're going to do. So if this particular unit is aggressive, well, it's going to have the run a gun ability, and you're going to put that on there, and it's going to give you all the modifiers and everything for running and trying to shoot. You are going to, during your phase, of course, you know, basically put everything out. The black numbers are going to be for movement, and the red numbers are going to be for shooting. So during each impulse, because let's take a look at this really cool chart here, you are going to have impulses, okay, and an initiative track. So you're going to know where your initiative is, your turns, how many turns there are, but each turn has 4 impulses, which are represented on these little chits here, which are the smallest chits in the game, which is nice because the actual player chits are pretty big. Now, you've got a couple numbers here. You're going to have a grenade number, you're going to have a close combat number, you're going to have a rifle number, and of course the quality of the unit. The name of the unit, the name of the private actually, and then of course the name of the unit, which he belongs to Charlie Company. It's real simple. You're going to figure out the distance and what the weapon is, and then you have this unbelievably cool chart which tells you exactly, depending on where your range is, you're going to get pluses or minuses depending on the weapon or the grenade. And what you're going to try to do is roll underneath this number. So for instance, there's a 4 here, let's just call it a 5. You're going to roll on a 10-sided die to try to hit. As if you roll underneath the number, this would be pretty much an automatic hit. But of course, we would have to see if this was, we would have to scout this. Now, once we scouted it and were able to sight it, we would find out that thing was a dummy, right? So that wouldn't have been cool. So our actual unit was right here with their orders. Then on their turn, they are going to do their thing, and then you're going to resolve everything at the end, and they're going to have different cards that are going to do things. If you get hit, you are going to draw a card, which, now this is pretty cool, and you're going to say on the bottom, oh, geez, got a bad wound. So then you would put those. So you're going to have plus and minuses and bad wounds. You're going to put a token on there, which are going to have a bunch of modifiers to you, and then there are ones that you are killed in action, and guess what? That's not going to be cool either. You're going to go through complete different missions. There's a ton of missions. There's a ton of different things that you can do with this, and this is just a very, very good game that caught me off guard. I did not expect this to be as good as it is. The enemy is also going to have cards for each of their squads, because if you notice on the back, their squads are going to be different than our squads, and they're going to have different order cards that are going to pretty much help you determine what they're going to do. This is really unique. There's just so much more to this, and I would love to show it to you, but it would take an hour to explain everything. Smoke, grenades, and all the other things. You know, pinning people, cover, all the bonuses and minuses for that. The nice thing about it is everything is on this card that you need, from the sequence of play, going through from your friendly card phase to your friendly order phase, your enemy card in order phase, and then your action phase. This is where everything's going to go, and then you're going to clean everything up. You have a ton of charts in here which are going to help you with everything. Remember, we were talking about terrain and all that stuff. And then your spotting chart, because you're going to roll the spot. You're going to try to spot somebody, and they're going to try to spot you too. And if they do, uh-oh, not good. Range modifiers, and then all this stuff is right here in front of you and gives you everything that you need to just really play what I consider a very, very good, solid experience in combat. Without further ado, let's head on top and get on out of here. Pretty good. I mean, really shockingly very good. I wasn't expecting much going in. I took a look at the maps and I went, you know, nowadays, you know, you get so used to beautiful these unbelievable maps, that when you get a map that basically was like when you were younger a little bit, and, you know, it's a good map. You know, and all I could say is that, you know, the gameplay really is fantastic, and I just, I can't get over this. I love, you know, the cards, how they drive the game, you know, not knowing what the enemy is or who the enemy is until you spot it, and then, you know, from there it's just it's madness, and the AI is really good in this, and there are just so many positives that I can't find a negative. I really enjoyed this. I really think you should check it out. It's pricey. It's very, very pricey. But if you're somebody like myself who likes to do combat and you know, doesn't really have anybody around, this is the perfect game for you, and is worth every single dollar. So until next time, make sure you go out and try to get this if you can find it. Combat Volume 1, Compass Games, New Direction in Gaming. Great game. Check it out.